Will,
What's up?
I'm sick and tired of all this useless nonsense we've been doing this whole time.
Which useless nonsense are we talking about?
Oh, just all of this family talk, all of this natural disaster nonsense.
Okay.
I want to talk about something important. I want to talk about something that changes lives, that changes the direction of the world as things go. You know?
So are we to talk about AI?
No, sir. We're going to talk about acting. Roll intro.
Been hating my job. I need to quit. Where'd I go wrong? Is this really it? I need to pick me up. Can you fix me up today? I can't keep living this way.
That was the best intro we ever had, boys.
You calm down, Ari.
I'm emotional.
Today we have Russ with us.
Hello. Listen to my children yell because they refuse to go to bedtime.
So yelly. I thought somebody was actually being murdered.
It happens around here. There are so many that you lose track.
Well, that's fair.
Hide the
You're an
pickaxe.
honorary Greek. So many kids. Cool.
We have 7 kids. Stephanie wants to go for number 8 in October. So.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
thought after the giraffe, they said she couldn't.
We don't speak of the carnival incident.
Ah, right. Sorry, I forgot.
We had 10. 2 were carried away by a circus giraffe.
First rule about carnival incidents: we don't talk about the carnivals.
What happens at the carnival stays at the carnival.
That's right.
How you guys doing?
We're doing well. I'm doing well. Let's see.
Yeah, no, I'm doing pretty good myself. Got my kid, and happy to have him here.
That's awesome.
I'm
Ari.
Oh, okay. That was your response to the question of how you're doing. Is just a.
Is the Fallout thumbs up? Is how I'm
The
doing.
Fallout thumbs up and the facial masking is always a good sign.
Perfect.
So, dear watchers, I sadly had another death in the family. I did not know this person, so I'm okay. But yeah, it's just heavy energy in the air.
Oh, okay.
It's my grams. I just didn't know her. She died.
Okay. So
I got 4 parents. This is context. I have 4 parents, not 2 parents.
Yeah, we know you're adopted, Ari. This is old news. So Ari, but my stance on a family member who doesn't know me and dying, it's not a big deal. I mean, it might be a big deal for you. That's great. But like, if great Uncle Jeb just passed on, I'm like,
the big deal is more what my living great aunt on my birth dad's side did to the rest of the family, and I had to experience that with him again today, which was
rough. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can.
It sounded for a second like you said "Aunt of the Living Dead."
Yes, I did. I did say Aunt of the Living Dead, and that is what is happening. My aunt is a necromancer that indeed has decided to raise an entire town just to thwart my family from knowing the death of their mother.
That's just weird. That's just weird.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
I met Ash.
Oh yeah. Was it the chain?
He was fighting the evil dead.
Oh,
yeah. Bruce Campbell is what you're saying.
We don't speak of the real man. We only speak of the Ash.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've met Bruce Campbell before. He's a real cool guy.
Well, that's good.
I got him to sign both of my books.
That's actually really neat.
That's great.
That sounds like it would have been a good memory.
Huh?
When are you going to get a third book?
When he writes a third book, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, his books. Okay. I thought you just said you had 2 books. Both of my books. He signed both of them because you had 2.
Oh my God. Okay. Fair enough. That is my fault.
Help.
That is my fault for brevity.
What?
Okay.
All right, Russ. Why don't you tell the viewers what you do so that they know why that you're here, other than that you are our friend.
Yes, he's a wonderful
Oh,
guest.
it's not because I play Borderlands 2 with you guys in my spare time. Does that not qualify me for this seat?
He is trapped in the interwebs forever as a Borderlands 2 NPC.
I teach improv, and a somewhat hardcore physical Meisnery brand of improv that takes itself very seriously.
You wouldn't know
for comedies.
We have a fax machine.
We pending.
We will have a fax machine.
Right.
We have a dream about a fax machine.
I don't know how that explains anything that I said, but it is a corollary somehow.
Will, you want to raise the volume on your microphone, please?
Do I want to raise it? I can do that. Yes.
Thank you. That's my
I do this at a short form of all places, improv theater in Burbank, meaning a Whose Line style improv theater. This is where we do our super serious, grounded, relationship-based work in the midst of the game. 185 so-and-sos walk into a bar. This is the format we have chosen for this. I just don't ever program any of those games.
I have never been able to pull off the 185 whoever's walk into a bar joke. It is not one that is in my wheelhouse. I know it's supposed to be a pun, but it's never one that I can come up with.
It's such a fool's errand playing that game, because even if you're good at it, you get one good pun and you get a ha, and then you go back to the line. You're like, wow, I hope somebody else has got one now. And it's like, good luck, everybody.
Yeah. When I work with the other team, my whole job is to introduce Pandemonium, which is what they do, which is this 185 whatevers.
Can we always refer to them as the other team?
I will always refer to them as the other team. But my job is to introduce that game, and I try to come up with something funny then, because most of the time the rest of that game is not fun.
So, hey man, you're doing hard work over there, and they should value you more than they do.
They started giving gifts recently, which is nice. So I'm happy with that.
So they don't have a wheelhouse yet, but they do have a house that uses rocks to roll uphill.
Sure.
They're the Flintstones.
That was the clunkiest Sisyphean metaphor I've ever heard.
That's my specialty, baby.
Oh my gosh. So
let me counter with a Promethean analogy. So when they're pecking your liver out and you're not tied to the rock, you hold yourself on the rock and allow the liver to be.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I look over my shoulder. I'm like, Dwayne, hold harder.
He's a delivery boy. It's perfect.
That's what we call deconstruction, folks.
There's a fresh take on Prometheus.
Oh my, yeah.
He's a delivery boy for crows. They need food. You go to the man.
So yeah, I mean, part of the thing with this theater that several of us are a part of is that it's been around for decades, and there are, a lot of styles in the theater that I would not choose as my given style, which is just sort of the classic short form, jokey, punny, clever play. And to me, it's like running into a brick wall, like over and over again. Like, why? But hey man, people do it this way all over the country for years and years. And who am I to tell them that they're wrong?
Yeah, I mean, aside from the fact that they almost have to take hostages to get people to come to their shows.
I came free will. I was meant to be there.
Yeah, you came
Good
on.
on you, Will.
You came on a night that was good.
Yeah, I've been talking a lot about free will lately. I forgot. I should have just asked you.
It's a good one. It's where the whale jumps over the fence and he gets his liberation.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get enough of that in elementary school. Oh,
Yeah, try having a last name of Duke Ellis in elementary school. You just change one vowel at the top of that word.
I mean,
You guys,
that's
we
the
got
reason
Ari
why we're
Weiner
still
all the
friends.
time.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Are we really doing this? You know
Also
what my
got
last
Ari
name is.
That's true.
You are nothing compared to my ridiculous last name.
His eyes just glow red and he appears behind me. You're already dead.
I am the old Lipschitz has nothing on me. I am Gooberman.
All right, guys, kick this off. I'm going with the question: what makes a good actor? Dave.
What makes a good actor?
Yep.
Hopefully 26 genes.
Chromosomes.
Chromosomes. There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
Hope they have more
Hopefully
genes
26
than that.
chromosomes. Genes are different. Genes are pairs of pants. Yeah, I mean, like it's a lot of the time that's subjective.
Exactly. That's why I'm asking the question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We're-
Yeah, no, like I mean, like it also depends on like genre and like I don't know, like Keanu Reeves is a fantastic action movie actor, right?
Yeah.
Because he is the blank slate guy. And he plays that really, really well.
Mhm.
And then there's like people like Lawrence Fishburne, who's a really good actor in other things.
Mhm.
Um,
We only going to people from Matrix.
Yeah, what about Carrie Ann Moss? What do you think of her?
Carry on, Moss. I like look, okay, so this was just train of thought, word association that was happening, okay? I could have said Sylvester Stallone, but he is the law, and I don't want to deal with him. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a whole different tack. What about Hugo Weaving?
Hugo Weaving. Oh, he's great. He's great. He does like sometimes he's an elf. Mr. Baggins, it seems you've been leading a double life. One friendly little hobbit from the Shire, the other, the ring bearer.
That was amazing.
Yeah, so yeah, like I mean, like everybody talks about like I think commitment really makes a good actor. If you commit to if you lean into the bit as hard as you fucking can, that's that'll make me believe it a lot easier than like fancy costumes and editing. You know?
So
Right.
Davey and I have talked about this before, and you know my answer is always blood, sweat, and commitment, and I don't necessarily mean hard work, because sometimes you can deliver a really good performance by being very simple, but I literally mean the physical aspect of commitment. It's not just committing to the character and the bit in the moment, but it is giving the work to do the thing to fit whatever environment you're in, and then bring something new to it. So I mean, like this podcast specifically, the standard bearer for us for a good performer is Nicolas Cage.
That's true.
Nicolas Cage does mad, crazy, insane stuff, but you never don't believe whatever the thing he's doing is, even if it doesn't connect to the movie he's in. That performance feels real. It's
He can
because
scream the alphabet as a secretary, and you're all like, "Well, this just makes sense."
Mm-hmm.
In a movie where he thinks he's becoming a vampire, but he isn't really.
But
Right.
you know, he also has played lovesick teenager boy. He's done all kinds of different parts, and the reason he's so good is because that character in whatever property he's in is real, sometimes more real than the movie he's in, which I would argue that is a good way to go. However, I mean, as Russ knows, I also really care about matching whatever story I'm involved in and whatever the vibe is. And Nick Cage is not that. So, I mean, I think the definition for what makes a good actor is a hard one, because
it is definitely
because, and I think commitment is the best answer, because commitment can take forms in all different ways. Sometimes it's you're really trying to fit the Agatha Christie vibe, and randomly Jim Carrey's in an Agatha Christie, and you're like, this is strange. Clearly he can do an Agatha Christie. He's got the talent to do those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll pick his shots. He did the series of unfortunate events is probably as close as we're gonna, maybe Scrooge. It's as close as we're gonna get to an Agatha Christie, but that's Dickensy. So I don't know.
It's still great. We love
the
it.
full CGI Scrooge.
The point is, you need to be good for the thing that you're doing, and sometimes if you're Nick Cage, you get to do whatever you want. But
even a movie about his own life.
All the time, if you're Nick Cage, you get to do whatever you want. You're Nick Cage, you do what you want. What's up?
The other thing that makes a good actor is long-standing familial connections to old Hollywood and a trust fund.
That would be the truth of the factor right there. In most of things, I would believe. But the ultimate actual people that care kind of truth is what I'm looking for.
Of course.
Yeah.
I just don't want to overlook the fact that Nick Cage is a Coppola and is hiding in plain sight.
Very true. Very, very true.
A game in a comic book. It was pretty dope.
Yeah. What do you think? What makes a good actor? That doesn't have to do with your family connection.
Wyatt Russell.
I like some of my favorite actors have a very fragile grip on their own ego and personality. Like Peter Sellers is a great example of one of the greatest character actors of all time and an absolute genius, and could not function in his regular life because he didn't know who he was unless somebody told him who he was being on a given day. So that's like an extreme.
Yeah.
But being fungible about your own identity kind of helps.
I like it. That's good. All good answers. I'm gonna one person, and I believe this is gonna make what I would say just clear to everybody. Gary Oldman.
Transformative, sure.
Be Gary Oldman. That's how to be a great actor.
Yeah, he could do anything. Whatever he does, you believe it. So, which is the commitment thing, right? But he can be the bad guy in a movie and you hate him. But he can be the good guy in a movie and you love him. I mean, depending on your thinking. But still, it's you believe that thing, right? It doesn't matter what movie he's in. He still does the thing to make you believe that character is that character.
So let me counter with this, Gary Busey.
Let me counter with Gary Coleman.
Yeah.
I can't think of another Gary.
Gary Sinise.
Dang it.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you have a Gary?
What, do I have a Gary?
Do you have a Gary, Dave?
I don't have a Gary.
You don't have a Gary? No. Thank you for answering the question. Awesome.
Gary Cole is a name I know.
Gary Cole, yeah.
Not Coleman.
I heard Cole. I said Cole.
Yeah. Those are all the Garys that I know. That's all the Garys.
All the other Garys are like baseball Garys, and they don't count as actors.
Right. Or like a dude that worked at the shipping yard for the last 30 years who you can go and pick up a alternator from for cheap.
My homie Gary Stevenson down the street. He's a great actor. You'd love him. He was in He was in that one where we moved all the lumber from point A to Lowe's.
One of my favorite Gary Oldman roles, going back to the original Gary, the OG, is True Romance, the thing that Tarantino wrote, and where he plays Drexel, the drug dealing pimp man. Amazing.
Yeah, the guy with the Jamaican accent.
Yeah, I mean, he basically is playing a black character in that, in all terms. But it was the '90s. It was the '90s. So.
Right.
But he did it.
I do like how every black person in the show just looked at him whenever he spoke. Like, what the hell's happening?
Drexel's crazy, man.
That's true. Yeah. Also, with the Fifth Element, I loved him in that.
Oh God, classic Zorg.
My favorite. Yeah.
Zorg. So good, so good. He makes a bunch of PVC with little LEDs on it. Scary for like half a minute. It's great.
Right.
And then he was also in Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, which is a favorite thing of mine because it was written by one of the legends of theater all time, Tom Stoppard.
We should do it.
Oh yes, I love that show. I love that show so much. Oh, I would do that show all day.
And then Book of Eli, he rocked that evil character.
Oh, was he the bad guy in the Book of
He
Eli?
was a bad guy, but he had like a peg leg, but not a peg leg. Like he just couldn't walk very well. But he played that villain like, oh, it was so good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I did not even remember that. Like most of the Book of Eli, I remember it's about a blind swordsman walking across the desert with a book.
Extra. It was a unpublished book of the Bible.
Wow.
It was in Braille. It was a Braille copy.
It was a Braille copy, like the only Braille copy.
So Gary Oldman opens it up. He's like, "What the hell's this? This is
It's like this shit is before they invented Braille. They don't even know what they're saying with these bumps.
It was after. It was a Fallout situation. Yeah.
So I mean, this is a good Fallout is a good example of a whole bunch of different acting styles working to make one vibe work.
Talk about the series.
Yes, I'm talking about the series, the games as well. I mean, some of them have voice acting, but
all the games have voice acting, but it's just
big names, but also not so big names, and it's all all put together.
You were asking about good actors. If we want to talk about actors that are in those games, Matthew Perry is a really good actor.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get to be a good actor the whole time.
Right.
He was being a comedian and a stand-up actor. But like you were asking what makes a good actor, there are so many different styles of acting. Like Russ, talk a little bit about like Commedia and actors that come from that world, because it's a whole different situation than, say, if we were going to do an episode of The West Wing.
Yeah, I mean, my go-to, I mean, Gary Oldman aside, but he's a theater actor anyway, is that I gravitate towards theater actors, but it's an entirely different set of skills than being a TV or a film actor, because you're using your body much more. Film is much more about just like micro expressions on the face and the neck up. And frankly, I don't claim to be an expert in that part of acting because all of my experience is theater in front of live crowds, other than some TV and sketch stuff here and there.
Yeah. Well, and there's also Tom Cruise style actors that the reason that they're good at what they do is they can do a little bit of regular film acting, and then they can also mix that with all of the crazy, insane stunt stuff that they have to do, and then work with the others. I mean, assuming you're not Tom Cruise. Work with the other stunt performers and try and construct a good performance out of stuff that requires multiple people. Or say you're like Andy Serkis and you're doing a lot of stuff in CG. There's still a lot of acting going into that. So what makes a good actor requires different things for different kinds of stuff.
I think if we're going to talk about Andy Serkis, though, we need to definitely put in that, like, the voice acting part of it, which we know, has a lot to do with how you even do the voice can dictate what the character is going to look like, whether or not you're doing it or somebody's drawing it.
Yeah, in our work, we do a lot of physical first, which is kind of the Meisnery, like, outside in approach. So, if you wanted me to come up with a character, the first thing that I would do would be put my body into a shape before I even decided, like, what the character's point of view is or what their motivation or any of that stuff. I just put myself in a shape and then make the assumption that my body being in that new configuration represents a new person, and then just kind of figure it out from there.
Very cool.
That's rad.
Yeah.
My process is very
really
different.
helpful.
Well, everybody's process is different, and that is part of the reason why not only do I ask the question, but there's a lot of different answers. I just wanted to hear what everybody had to say, and everybody has their own opinion, and that's great. I love the fact
And some of us are fundamentally correct.
Yeah.
No, and what I will say is an actor like me,
Gary, fundamentally correct.
Yeah, he's the best.
But what I will say is an actor like me benefits from having someone around like Russ, because I'm very cerebral. I do everything from a psychology perspective, and, like, what are the given circumstances of a part, and what's happening to the character, and how does that make me feel in any given moment. And Russ's way of getting into a character more physically is going to get you there faster. My way of doing things takes a lot of thought and mental world building and things like that, and that works in certain circumstances. But having that skill set and then also being able to do the stuff that Russ does makes people like me work a lot better, because you can do all of your petty nonsense stuff, but you have a in to the physical side of a character, which is really, really important, because mood, tone, physical energy, like, especially if you're playing a character that really existed, Russ's way of doing things is very useful, because for a lot of these types of people, like, say Richard III, if you're going to do a physical deformity, this style that Russ does is way easier to get into the mental stuff that goes along with that than doing it from the other side. Even though actors like me like to.
I also just want to say RA is 1,000% right in the motivation and psychological approach. My approach is it's Meisnery, so it's not totally outside of tradition. But my approach to theater is very weird, because I wasn't a theater person. I didn't go to a theater program. I wasn't acting in high school. I literally just went from stand-up to being interested in improv to spending 20 years in a lab in front of live audiences and just decide for myself, like, this works, this doesn't work. And then, like, made my own list of things that I thought were effective. And then only then started doing plays, having no experience in them at all. And then going like, oh, this is different. And then the night of the show comes, and I go like, oh, it's show night. I know what to do on show night. And it has to do with, like, where you are on stage and your proximity to other actors and dynamic and tempo and duration and all this stuff. And it, like, made sense, but it's a strange approach, because it's all, like, elemental things that have no overriding theory. It's weird.
So, like, if we put this into D&D terms, Russ and I are both wizards, because we like a lot of the book stuff, but I came from lots of study. Russ came from lots of in practice. So you've got, like, a bard sorcerer that went to... You cross-class in too many classes.
Tell me about it.
I just picked one. Just pick one. Just one.
No.
Yeah, multi-class.
But I
just build alone, man.
I want to give Russ credit, though, because something that you don't get if you learn the way that I learned. I did spend a lot of time in front of audiences, but if you are learning, I think the best actors, I mean, Tom Hanks is a good example, spend some time doing summer stock, spent some time just training in front of an audience, because you need to be able to communicate with an audience to tell a story, even if you're in a film or a TV show and you're not doing it live. You're still communicating with an audience, and physicality is really important. I get locked in my brain a lot. And if you get locked in your brain, you can't emote properly. So, I think you need a little bit of both of those things, and the best actors are ones that can do both of those things, because not everybody wants to be Anthony Hopkins and just say the fucking lines.
I'm also I'm a rehabilitated cerebral guy. I used to be very cerebral and trapped in my brain, and have worked very hard to get out of it somewhat.
I feel like a lot of the audience communication has to do with the writer, right? Most of the time. So I mean, of course, as a person, I am as an actor, I am showing off what the writer has said, right? What they have written, and I'm interpreting it in my own way, and I'm doing all that. But I'm not necessarily communicating with the audience. I'm more trying to communicate with my scene partner.
Well, I don't mean breaking the fourth wall and communicating directly by.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
in an improv situation that could be
a story.
Two different sides of the same thing.
Right,
It's
but
but
anyway, like what I'm saying is, like, in order to make like a believable performance, you've got to communicate with the other person, give and take, and listen, and then react in real time what's happening, right? Because we, like, especially in live theater, we don't get an editor. And it's a completely different muscle to use to do everything live. Whereas, like, I mean, I do both. I do film and television. I do theater, right? Film and television's great, and you also have to listen in film and television, but you get an editor, and they can make your best performance the one that goes up. Whereas in live theater, you get yelled at by the director after the show. And that's something that nobody tells actors. Here's the thing: is the director can yell at you all they want, but the second you're on that stage, it's your show, right? You don't have to actually listen to the director when you're live in front of an audience. It's a good idea. You should listen to them, unless they're crazy and they're terrible. Then you do your own thing and you make it good. Anyway, that's my little.
Gotta go with your guts.
Right. Go with your guts. If your director is good with their guts, then you can trust them. If you can't trust your director, who can you trust?
I read somebody, I don't know, Michael Caine, somebody had a note that, like, the film camera is allergic to acting. Like, you cannot be acting in front of a film camera. You just kind of are listening and reacting to what's actually going on. And if you do what we do on stage, where we have to be a little bit bigger to fill up the space, that it looks fake on film camera. So it is a different beast.
Yeah, it's like, and yeah, I can grok that. But it's like, I think that's a little bit of an oversimplification, honestly, because there's like, it's just smaller acting instead of bigger acting. Acting back when it was invented by the Greeks, it was hundreds of people in the theater in the round and all that other nonsense, being all like, "Look at me, gods, I'm great," and the gods are way back in the cheap seats, so you have to be really big for them. And then as our field of view got smaller and smaller and smaller, the acting had to get smaller too. So
I love that progression.
What
is this?
We can't read this. You have a blurred background.
Read it to us. It to us.
Grok.
Okay, great.
Wait, is that Robert Heinlein? What do you have there?
Isaac Asimov. David said he could grok something, and I.
Okay, but Heinlein coined the term grok, man.
Yeah, they both use the term, Russ, and I don't have Heinlein here.
Heinlein invented it in The Stranger in a Strange Land.
Yes, I know. I'm reading it on my phone, but I had the Asimov book here, and he uses it too.
He's a charlatan.
For those at home, grok means to understand with your whole being.
Thank you for that. I wrote that one
That.
down so I could ask you later, but since you said it, then thank you.
Yeah, it's, you know.
Grok. It is a Martian word from the book Stranger in a Strange Land that means what Davey said.
So I understand more why they named that AI Grok now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is
Annoying
why.
because grok was the
It's
greatest word
monsters,
that
no
ever
one.
was invented, and now it's been ruined by like many other words.
I just thought football.
Yeah. Not to mention all the Lord of the Rings references and horrible surveillance companies like Palantir. Palantir.
Oh. It's a bunch of nerds with too much money.
Mm-hmm.
Oy vey. Yeah.
Talk about actors again.
Yeah, pretty much.
So have you guys watched like these AI actors like doing terrible work? It's amazing.
Yeah. The
Like,
commercials.
never going to. I love watching the YouTube video of a guy trying to direct AI actors. And
Russ, you should do one of those. It'd be great because you could just improv the whole time.
why did you suddenly turn into three people? That is not what I wanted.
Isn't that is that what's his name from Silicon Valley, Middleditch?
Is it? I don't know.
Because I saw he does some other thing where he like puts himself in a scene with an AI co-star, and they just say weird things to him, and he improvises his way out to make it make sense.
That's kind of fun. Yeah. So I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know how much danger we're in from AI. I know it's not great. It's not going to be good.
I just hate that the arts have to worry about AI. Like, why in the world should it have anything to do with the arts? It should just do all of the mundane bullshit that nobody wants to do and let us all be artists. Like, what is the point of this?
Why can't you sort my economic forms and fix poverty? You know?
Yeah. Make with the
Can't
food
you brag-
replicator.
Yeah, food replicator.
Leave the funny stuff to us, for God's sake.
Seriously. Notice that there's no art. There's no artists in Star Trek that aren't aliens.
That's not entirely true. Riker plays the what was it, tuba?
The sax.
The sax.
Yeah, he
Oh,
plays the
tuba.
he plays the saxophone,
Plays the tuba.
but not as a professional saxophonist.
No, wait, maybe he plays the trumpet.
No, I think it's a tuba.
Tuba? That's not sexy. He's
I'm not
sexy. Riker's sexy. He can't be playing the tuba.
Let's be fair. None of these people were getting paid. They all had replicators, so this was all just for
Yeah,
honor's
but they
sake.
didn't need to get paid. That was the best part.
Yeah, either
I'm
way.
just saying it's not a career if you don't get paid. It's just a job. No.
No. If you don't get paid, if you have it in your heart to do, that was the whole point. If you have it in your heart to do it, then you're going to believe in it more and you're going to want to do it better.
I'm sure there are privileges outside of money from being a Starfleet officer back when you're back home on Earth. I'm sure there's some privilege to that.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much privilege there would have to be because, like, if you already get all of your necessities plus a bunch of extra stuff.
Yeah, but who gets to sit in the first row for the classical music concert? It's Captain Picard. They save a seat for that guy.
Well, yeah, because he's a captain. I guess that if you've got higher ranks, then okay.
Well,
okay.
I mean, we
Yeah,
weren't
but they're not
talking
having like the
seats
captain
at
of a
the
fishing
theater.
vessel sitting in the front row. Come on, let's be fair.
I don't
You know
know.
what I mean?
I don't know. But
Russ,
that's
the
because he's
song
not
is
taking
the
tickets.
bare
though.
necessities of life will come to you, not good seats at the theater.
Look, man, he's a war hero. I don't care that there's no money. He gets perks.
Look for the bare necessities.
All right, that's enough of that. We don't need to get sued by the guys down the street from us.
I stopped plenty of time early.
I think that in a weird utopian socialist equal future society where everyone has everything, like little status symbols are actually everything because it's the only thing left to separate yourself from other people.
Yeah, that's
That
cool.
or passion. whatever your passion is, because they're like a lot of chefs and stuff. Like I have a restaurant and I cook the best this, and I'm really into it, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't have that, then the status symbol at that point would be, well, I'm a lieutenant commander on the Enterprise, or
And you know that everybody who's tired of replicator food is waiting around the block in a line to get in that restaurant.
for real stuff.
They're all waiting for Neelix and friggin' Quark's guys to show up, you know?
See, this is the fucking show. This is what they should have been talking about, is the food, is the lines. I want the lines and the food.
Yeah, it's communism's always bread lines every time, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like if you think about it, Starfleet's actually really freaking boring, right? Because nothing happens unless there's like a war or some kind of.
I'm honestly surprised we never got an Anastasia story in that show. Like, I feel like they should have done Runaway Princess. Everybody got murdered. People are trying to figure out if princesses have been murdered. It would have been
They
perfect.
kind of did, minus the murder in an episode from Next Generation. So
As much as I love TNG and like idolize Captain Picard and love the scientific utopian vision of the future, it's just like if you solved everybody's everyday problems, people would contrive bullshit problems to have so that they could have problems.
which is true.
Humans cannot be bored.
They would be petty as shit. If you had a wrinkle in your uniform, they would talk about it for days.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Red Dwarf is about.
I'm not sure that's correct, but okay.
Well, Rimmer is exactly that for pretty much the entire show.
Because he was fancy, though.
No, Rimmer was Rimmer was trying to gain status as the lowest status member besides the guy below him.
Yeah, but he
Right.
complained about Lister's clothing choices.
He was the second worst person on the ship.
Yeah, well,
And
he's
then
the first
when
one.
everybody else died, he became the best person on the ship,
Mm-hmm.
and that is what that is.
Are you talking about Ace Rimmer as the best person on the ship? Is that who you're talking
No,
about?
I'm talking about the highest ranked person on the ship was a hologram that died 3,000 years beforehand.
Technically, he couldn't be highest rank on the ship. He couldn't boss Crichton around because he was a hologram.
Crichton was not a member of the ship either. He was just a guy they picked up.
We've
That was
gone
in season
deep
3, though.
deep
That was
into
in
Red
season
Dwarf.
3. Afterwards, he was a member of the ship.
Crichton was never actually formally a member of the mining ship Red Dwarf. Thank you so much.
Season 7?
No, he was never
And Kachansky?
formally inducted. He was imprisoned without a trial.
Okay, so he wasn't. He
Welcome to the
wasn't
actual podcast.
No, he's just a sentient robot. That's
when
all
they
he is.
brought back Red Dwarf, I thought they made him. Okay, I guess not.
Nope, you're wrong. It's fine. You're
Look,
allowed.
my favorite season of television ever is when Rimmer kicks the Grim Reaper in the nuts. So, like, you know, I figured
That was the whole season.
that's what I-
Is him just kicking him in the
Just
nuts.
like acting, there is choices that you have made.
Anyway. Yes.
said that's just to give myself a little hole to get out of this in future episodes. I said it's like my favorite season of television of all time. Correct?
Yeah.
Can we roll the cameras back on that at some point?
No, we can't. It's fine.
Oh,
Oh,
so
no, I could probably do that.
there was a great analysis on some Instagram media dude's account who talked about a particular episode of TNG, which is the one where Geordi LaForge needs to solve an engineering problem.
Oh, yeah.
And to do so, on the holodeck, he replicates the personality of a famous living female scientist and like starts debating with her about how to solve this particular problem on the ship. And then he falls for her, and then he starts making out with the hologram version of this woman, and then he gets addicted to the holodeck, and then the real life version of the woman shows up on the ship, and he has to interact with her, all the while having a secret relationship with a replicant of her personality on the holodeck. And the guy's like, this is happening in real life right now. This is the world we live in now, that they came up with this episode in 1997 or whatever.
That's nuts.
And he's like, welcome to our world.
Also, it doesn't end well for Geordi. Let's point that out.
It doesn't, but also he kind of gets off the hook, and at the end they're just like, oh, well, she's married, so they can't be together. Instead of, like, he's terrorizing her life by thinking they're in a relationship.
That's
a lot of really weird stuff happens on that show that is framed as being adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to let my nerd show here, and that was actually 2 different episodes from that. You got it. But it was 2 different episodes from 2 different seasons.
Nice.
Yeah.
So wait, one is just he falls in love with the holodeck lady, and then the other one is they bring her in to
bring her back.
Confront him.
He has a different personality. And then later she comes to help with something. She was the one that designed the engines or something on the ship. So she came to help with something and then found out that he has a holodeck.
Yeah, like walks in on him with her holodeck version. And the holodeck version of her is like extra sexy. Like whenever he's like, maybe we should run a level 2 diagnostic, she's like, ooh, say that again. And he's like, I'm falling in love with this scientist.
I'm sorry, did you say level 2 diagnostic?
How about we get to level 3?
Oh boy. That's ridiculous. Level 3 diagnostic.
Did you guys watch Picard when it came out? Did we watch the update? I really liked Picard.
I enjoyed season 3. I really liked because they
3 is a good
brought
season.
back the old crew, and it wasn't just Picard and an android and like a weird drug addict and just this ragtag crew.
I'll freely admit the first 2 seasons is a lot of us being like, Patrick Stewart is old.
I also I'm very sorry to tell you that I listened to Patrick Stewart's entire autobiography on Audible, and a lot of it was like, and then I slept with another 20-year-old, and I regret it to this day, and to my wife and her family. And people think that just because I went from this 20-year-old to another 20-year-old who became my girlfriend while I was married, that I'm all about this. But really, I'm like, Jesus God, I can't.
Pat, man, come on, dude.
Like Patrick, we know you've been drunk.
And you got to say it. You know what I mean? Like, just let us live in our delusions.
They're also entire.
You could have gotten away with this.
Seriously, they're entire chapters of the book, which is like, and then we did a post where I posed like Napoleon on Instagram, and people really seemed to like that. And let me read the names of the people who liked this Instagram post. I'm like, have we run out of Patrick Stewart's life events? This is in the book.
I was in the Royal Shakespeare Acting Company. I was on a spaceship, and then I was Professor Xavier. The end.
And I just titled the book video online where I by myself saying rawhide over and over again.
You should have titled
it was awesome. The outfits were very, very tailored and very extremely comfortable. I don't know.
It's sad that like Captain Picard gets made fun of from time to time for being a bit stuck up and above it all and not like a real person, and that is Patrick Stewart's actual personality.
They added the fact that Jean-Luc Picard was like hard as hell before he became like the super whatever. The whole reason he's so super put together anymore is because he almost got killed by a Klingon. Mm-hmm. Because he started talking shit the whole time. It was wild.
Yeah, he was damaged. Apparently, I'm going to stop telling Patrick Stewart stories in a moment. Apparently, like early on, like season 1, he felt like the crew was just having too much. No, the cast was just having too much fun on set. And he like pulled everybody aside and gave him a speech like, we're actors and we have to take this seriously and show up on time and let's get it together, everyone. And they like made fun of him for years for giving that speech because he notoriously became like a guy who would do a bunch of, joke takes and mess around and fool around like once he loosened up later on. And they always remember that he gave that speech.
Jonathan is all like, do you see these girls here? I'm going. I got my. Yep. I'll be back.
Yeah.
I wish he titled the book. Okay, we need to talk about the wig. That's what I want. I want the curly-haired Shakespeare wig as the cover of the book, and I want him to start talking about his insecurities.
He would carry around a wig in a little briefcase whenever he had an audition, so that he would start with the wig on, and then at the end he'd be like, "Look, you can get 2 actors for the price of 1," and then he'd put it on and take it off.
It's
That's
incredible.
nice. I love that. That's great.
Mhm.
I do think that there is a little bit of a vanity when it comes to actors, right? Like maybe just a touch of one. Every actor that I know uses their best, youngest looking headshot they possibly can, up to and including somebody who I know personally is about 106, and he's using a headshot back from 1927.
I think his show is tonight, isn't it?
Is that tonight? I just love it. I just love that. I'm looking at this young fella in like a blousey shirt, and I'm like, who is that? Oh, I know him.
Mm-hmm.
I know him 90 years later, but I know him.
Hey, people don't want to let go, man.
Oh, it's so good. But I'm guilty of it too. I've been using I've used my 19-year-old headshot for a very long time.
I think my headshot's from like 2017.
With the long hair.
Yeah.
Nice.
The long hair and all that stuff. See, here's the thing. I've basically got Benjamin Buttons, so I don't really age. I look basically the same as I did in high school, with just 2 or 3 gray hairs on the sides.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I can afford sort of to use my headshots, even though they're out of style. Not that they don't look like me. They're just out of style now.
They have 90s lasers in the background.
They do actually have 90s lasers in the background. The ones you get in your high school photos. That's right. I look like I'm in a world of swirling yellow madness. What's that, bud? What'd you say?
I said, did you take it at a laser tag place?
Yes. Laser tag was my jam. Post.
I don't know what happened, man. They used to be dope.
They're still great.
They are still great.
Unfortunately, everybody's younger and faster than you now.
Some of them actually are even better.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm old enough to have had a home laser tag set with guns and targets that you Velcro onto a vest, and a base that you can set up that just shoots everywhere and shoots at you. And it was fucking awesome. It was awesome, and I don't know why those toys didn't keep going.
And then it would just make the noise like meow, 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 meow. Yeah.
Yeah, and the guns would strap to your arm and all that stuff. Like they had to, because they were so poorly weighted.
What a time to be alive.
Help with your forearms. What a time to be alive. That's what really got me into acting, was those laser tag sets.
Right.
100%.
What was it like?
If you could do a good death scene after someone shot you in the target and your last beep of life went away, and then you have to die.
Oh yeah. Well, I had to, because my brother cheated all the time. And I would just constantly get killed, and then I would do my death.
Meaning he would cover up his target with his hand and all that shit.
Oh yeah, he would do that, or he would press his body against the wall, come around the door frame.
It was not subtle. It was not even an inch into subtle at all. Straight up, just here's a wall. Let me cover my target.
That's pretty much it. That's what's up.
So, guys, what was it like being alive back then?
Oxygen.
In the 1900s, you mean?
I saw another, as doom scrolling on Instagram. I also learned that apparently kids from the 80s and 90s just know more old movies and more older pop culture, because we watched cable TV and it was normal for them to show old stuff because they just didn't have new content to run 24/7. And now with streamy stuff, there's too much content for anyone to think, oh, I want to go back and watch 90s movies or something like that. So we just have a deeper knowledge of old stuff because of cable TV.
That tracks. Yeah. I would when I was in high school, I'd say stuff like groovy and far out and stuff like that. And
Me too.
My teachers would be all like, "You're anachronistic," and now I'm actually anachronistic.
Yeah, in a classy way, because now you're referencing stuff from even before you, and everyone's like, my God, this man's timeless.
It's in now. You're good.
Slay.
1975 is the shit now.
Right?
What's up? Bell bottom jeans. And honestly, I hate wearing jeans. It's weird. Just don't like it.
Well, you
Like,
wear
my-
shorts. That's what you do.
Say now.
Yeah, that's fair. I do. I wear shorts all the time. It's just shorts, and like not even denim ones though. I do not like denim on my skin. That's going to be my rider when I'm actually famous.
No
Don't
denim.
be in denim,
Puts
please.
the denim on its skin.
Give me all the denim that Davey won't take. I will take all of it.
Canadian tuxedo, straight up.
Oh, dude,
Like an olives thing.
that's a look though. I tell you.
That is a look. Not a good look, but it's a
Speaking
look.
of, okay, so everybody discounts comedians for acting ability, right? And it's really it's so frustrating because you can watch things like Letterkenny and Bank and the other one that he's in, Shoresy, and that guy is funny as hell, but also a really good actor, like actually really surprisingly good. And it shouldn't be surprising, but you say surprisingly good because they're a funny person. You know what I mean? And that's really sad. It's just really sad, you know.
Really
I heard you mention Robin, and he was such a goddamn mutant that like he was in a special reserve class of 2 scholarship students at Juilliard with him and Christopher Reeve, and they were just like weirdly. I didn't know this for years, but they have been 2 of the greatest influences on my life, like coming from completely opposite styles of acting. They just happened to be trained in the same place and roommates and very close friends. But
And who was their other roommate? Because that is really interesting.
I don't know. Was it John Ritter one of them?
John Ritter was one of Robin's friends. He is another person we should be talking about because he's incredible. But no, I was talking about Kevin Conroy.
Oh, Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy is Batman, Christopher Reeve is Superman, and Robin Williams should have been the Joker.
There you go.
No, I don't think Robin Williams should have been the Joker. I think he
almost was.
The Riddler maybe.
Riddler, I would say.
He was almost the Riddler in that
The
movie.
the
but
Jim
also
Carrey one.
Batman Forever.
Because
But
Robin
Jim Carrey
also,
knocked that shit out of the park. Like
Robin also almost played the Nick Cage Joker. Not the Nick Cage, excuse me.
Heath Ledger.
Nope.
No, he's talking about
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. Thank you. Robin almost played that part.
which
But
is insane.
Jack was
Hard to imagine it not being Jack Nicholson.
incredibly hard to imagine, honestly. I'm glad we didn't wind up in that timeline.
Yeah,
And then also, like, before Mark Hamill got Joker in the animated series, Tim Curry played him.
Well, there you go.
Recorded half the season, and then they fired him for Mark.
you learn something new every day.
But yeah, back to Robin. I didn't tell you. I mean, you know, everyone loves him and everyone idolizes him. I don't know that everyone realizes that, like, the quality of actor he was, and the quality of improviser he was, and the quality of stand-up comedian he was, and the quality of mime he was, and just like every possible chops. He had all the chops.
Do you want to talk about the special that he brought Ritter up on stage?
Yeah, that was the Catch a Rising Star, I think. One of those early, like, he had his own hour. And then who else has ever done this in their own hour-long stand-up comedy special where he's like, he sees John Ritter, you know, a bunch of his friends are in the audience, and he sees John Ritter's like, hey, you want to do some improv? And then they do 15 minutes of genius physical 2-man improv in the middle of his, like,
So good.
recorded for TV stand-ups. It's unheard of.
It is maybe one of the best performances of all time of any artist ever.
I feel like every actor needs to do improv, at least for a little bit.
It
You
makes you better at your job.
I know you said it makes you better at your job, but it sounded like you said it makes you bitter at your job.
Probably will also. 'Cause
No, that's-
I'm a writer. I should be
that's
able to
just
say
me,
whatever
Davey.
lines I
That's-
want.
Yeah, he was just talking about himself.
That'll track. That tracks.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
Also,
But then
every
we'll-
improviser should do some acting. I'm saying this to you, the other team.
Yes. Every improviser should also do some acting, please.
Not too much, or you'll end up getting trapped in your body like a monster. Like a weird little monster, man.
Well, that sounds like a hell of a button for this show.
Wait, before we go, I do have a question for each of you. We were talking about actors and what makes an actor good. We don't have to do all four of you. All four of you. I'm one of the four. Fuck. But do any of you guys have not a favorite actor, but an actor you think is the best of all time? I would go for versatility, just because if acting is about doing all of these different things really well, who has done the most variety of things at the highest level is my qualification for how I would ask this question. Like, you've got example Robin Williams is, and you've got Jim Carrey's, just because they do all kinds of different stuff. But then you've got earlier we brought up I think I brought up Anthony Hopkins. He kind of does one thing, but he does it so goddamn well that
for me, not a comedic actor, but Daniel Day-Lewis, obviously, is one of the goats. He's My Left Foot is ridiculous.
That's fair.
Well, I already talked about Gary Oldman, so I guess I'm going to go with Gary Oldman, because he is one of the ones that I do strike like he can do a lot of different things that you are going to believe what he's doing, and I think that has a lot to do with why he's so good.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If I'm gonna watch an actor, I'm gonna want to I want to watch the movie that he's in, right, or she's in, or they're in, whatever. I don't necessarily want to watch My Left Foot or There Will Be Blood or any of that shit. So I'm gonna pick Will Ferrell, because I will watch literally any movie he's in. The end.
That's a good answer.
Oh! I got another one that is, it's not an every person thing, but it is, or on every acting job he does the best in every acting job. But like he can do extremes, and I'm talking about Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
Hugh Jackman. I want to watch him do that in The Greatest Showman, because I want to watch him do the stuff in Greatest Showman, right? But also, I want to watch him play Wolverine.
That Ackman is enormous.
He's better than Tiny Ackman, I'll tell you that.
It's true enough.
So,
did you guys only hear Ackman? Because
no, I just, when you said that, I couldn't help but think of freaking Patrick Stewart's autobiography when he's talking about the movie X-Men, and he's like, right. And then this young Australian actor came onto set, and they were just like, he didn't know if he had the part, and he was somber, and they came in and announced he was Wolverine, and that started a wonderful friendship with name drop.
Also, like one of the Night at the Museum movies, they make fun of Hugh Jackman's name. Ah, yes, Sir Huge. Because the way you pronounce it is Huge Ackman.
Huge Ackman.
Hugh Jackman, Gene Hackman. There's another good actor.
Gene Hackman's really good answer.
There we go.
I have a lot of different answers to this question. I've answered it a lot of different ways. My first
favorite, one time we're over an hour.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is probably I'm not going to go with my favorite or who I think is the best, but I'm going to go with somebody who I've had a lot of affection for over the years. Dick Van Dyke.
Well, Dick Van Dyke's great, and
he's not the best. He is not my favorite. I mean, like there's James Earl Jones and all of and I mean, who can forget the wonderful Harrison Ford? But Dick Van Dyke has so many different eras and so many different types of things that he got to do. I mean, he had a hospital show. He had his own sitcom. He did Chitty Chitty Bang. He did all these different cool things, and he did.
Yeah, he did Diagnosis Murder and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and all that other. Yeah.
And we got to have him for 100 years.
For a while though, too, wasn't he?
Say what?
He was in Grey's Anatomy there for a little while too, wasn't he?
He had a couple Scrubs things going on. like if it was a modern actor, I'd go Brendan Fraser, just because he can do the Harrison Ford thing, but he can also be a comedic actor.
Yeah. Also, this has been a very dude-centric thing.
I'm
So I'm
gonna
going to say
you
Amy
go.
Poehler and Melissa McCarthy are also up there for me.
And Catherine O'Hara, R.I.P.
Catherine
Oh,
O'Hara.
please.
Thank you.
Catherine O'Hara is the
That's
real
what I was
answer.
gonna say. Is we need to definitely say that real quick.
Let's
To
go
put 'em out
back
for
to,
everybody.
I mean, like, think about I Love Lucy. Think about the old, or like Carol Burnett. Fucking Carol Burnett, you guys.
I was going to marry Carol Burnett when I was growing up.
You were.
Burnett.
I
Princess
thought
and
you
the
were
Pea.
weird, but you were right.
She would have had you if you asked, I think.
I know. I would have been set for life.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to mention Betty.
Do we? Betty White did
Yeah,
the
we
same
do.
thing over and over and over again. I mean, she was wonderful and a lovely person, but she did the same thing. She didn't act really. She was Betty White on
until she was older, and then she was just, I'm old. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do.
She was always, it was always anyway. Doesn't matter.
My real favorite is Mark Hamill, and that will always be true.
And Lou Gossett Jr. I'm done.
Yeah, that one.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, that one.
My favorite is David Dukelis.
Oh,
Junior.
Oh,
Duchovny?
Yeah, Duchovny, that one.
did we say David Dukel? I've got something. I gotta go. Place.
you have Duchovny. He's out. He's gone. He's like, nope.
I heard Duchovny. What are you? Who are you talking about?
Right? Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
okay. Cool. That's fine. All right. Well, thanks for having us. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Yeah,
We've
great
done-
to chat with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're not gonna end it like normal. We're gonna just say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody. Joey,
Have a
please
good- Have
play
a
us
good
out.
one.
Been hating my job.
Goodbye. Now.
I need to quit.
Goodbye now.
Where'd I go wrong? Is this really it? I need to pick me up. Can you fix me up today? I can't keep living this way.